Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We really appreciate your time. Just give me 1 second. We're going to get started here. And I lost you guys, so let me find you. I feel like it's different every time, but then it's not really different every time. But it feels like that. Okay, one more sweep of letting people in. Okay. All right, you guys. So welcome. And again, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. And here's what we're going to do for you guys tonight. We're going to share some information, and it's going to be about our business. It's going to be about health. It's going to be about making better choices, but it's going to be inclusive of all of those three, like not exclusive of each of those, because we want to share how they're intertwined and what that could mean for you. So when it comes to business, everyone we know works, earns money, owns a business, or lives with somebody that does one of those things. So we all have a vehicle. We all have a vehicle that we're either using to make money, or we're with somebody that has a vehicle that is using that to pay their bills, to live their life. Now, also, interestingly enough, we all shower, we all bathe, we all use personal care products. So having said that, we're here with you guys because we want to share why we know that this vehicle with these personal care products that are healthy and that we really feel like are the best option for people to use is a great opportunity for you to bring success and health into your life while you're making better choices for you and for your family. And here's the other thing, you guys. I really hope, and I know the other two do too, we really hope that tonight you guys are surprised by this information, excited by this information. And when somebody says to you, what are you talking about? Why would you add something else to your full plate, to your full life, that you will be able to say, you know why? Because this business makes too much sense for me not to do it. So that's what I want to, that's how I want you guys to join us tonight. Okay. So my name is Sheila. And prior to having a business with Arbonne, I was an overworked and very well-paid corporate ladder climber who turned into an overworked and underpaid teacher because in my mind, I thought, you know what? I'll have more time with my family. Okay, that did not happen. Okay. I was super busy. And the busyness in my life was squeezing out the me that I wanted to be and the impact that I wanted to be able to make. So I skeptically said yes to Arbonne because of the hope to have more time to do what I wanted to do, and the hope that I could be, frankly, I'm just going to say it, that I could be wealthy while I was doing the things that I wanted to do. Okay. And I have to say now I am able to put my family and my faith above my career. I make more money now than I did working full time as in corporate, and I make as much money in 1 month as I used to make in 1 year as a teacher. So I'm here tonight with Alexandra Sauvé and Stephanie Raymond Bougie. They got the French names, you guys, okay? And they're gonna introduce themselves now. So Alex, let's start with you. Can you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, of course. I love that, Sheila. Makes more money in a month than she used to make in a year, you guys. This is huge. So prior to Arbonne, I was working in the fashion industry, and honestly, I had just came out of fashion school. I had a dream of working within the fashion industry, and honestly, when I was approached to do Arbonne, I was like, ugh. And the person didn't tell me, oh, it makes too much sense for me not to do it. They just told me that I should do it. And nobody likes to be told what to do, right? Like I didn't want to be told, I think you would be great at this. This would be so good for you. Like you don't decide for me what's good for me. And so I basically said no to that poor girl for over 2 years. And I look back and I'm like, man, I should have said yes right away and just took a look right away, because I always say a closed mind is the most expensive thing that you can ever have. And unfortunately, I did have a closed mind to this whole thing for over 2 years prior to saying yes. And so what happened was, on a Monday night, not like this, I went to a hotel room to say thanks, but no thanks. And when I walked into that hotel room, something shifted inside me. First of all, the type of people that were in that room were not the type of people that I was expecting to be in the room. Of course, network marketing and Arbonne will bring all, we love people from all diverse backgrounds. But what surprised me the most is that there was physicians that were adding Arbonne into their world, and they were doing Arbonne as an additional source of income. And I was like, here I am being a snob, making $25,000 a year in the fashion industry, working my way up with the corporate ladder, and I'm too much of a snob to do this. And that's when I started to understand that the wealthiest people in the world have several different sources of income. So why would I say no to this? And so as I left that meeting, you guys, I literally, I remember it like it was yesterday. It's like something ignited within me that I was like, wow, for the first time in my life, I will be able to determine what I'm personally worth. And since that day, it hasn't changed. And what the best power of this is that I learned that I had the power to dictate my own paycheck, but I also have the power to empower other people to do the same thing. And now looking back, I'm like, this has been by far the best professional and personal decision of my life. It is encompassing all of the personal growth and all of the things. But I have to say, I'm so grateful Arbonne found me, and I have a strong feeling that every single person that ends up doing this business was personally picked by our founder. I mean, it's not a new company. It's a 45-year-old company. It's a legacy company, and it's a heartfelt company. And I have so much gratitude to be part of this. So I'll pass it to you, Steph. I'd love for you to share how you found Arbonne.
Oh my God, yeah, it's just so inspiring. It's crazy, Alexandra. So my name is Stephanie. I live in Montreal, and I have my business for like now almost 11 years. So when I said yes to Arbonne, so just prior to that, I was a really busy woman. I'm a corporate lawyer, two kids, a husband at that time, and working really long hours, but I love what I was doing. So it was not like, oh, I don't like my job. I love what I was doing. I loved everything about my community, so I helped a lot. I sit on boards of directors, and I just enjoy everything I was doing. But when I was presented with that Arbonne opportunity, in my head, it always made sense to have multiple sources of income. I didn't want to be vulnerable to the economy or to what my boss was thinking about me. I want to have kind of a say in what I wanted to do. And when I read a little bit about network marketing, I knew right away that that was something for me because it allowed me, alongside everything else I wanted to do, to build a business and create an income. So I love that I was able to continue my full life while building my business. And I said yes to Arbonne, knowing that I needed to treat my business with the same integrity and work ethic that I was with my law practice. It was not different. A business is a business. And I'm so proud that I started my Arbonne business. And at the beginning, my goal was just to create another stream of income that would grow and follow me. And I learned so much more along the way. And all these books you see behind me are part of this. And we'll share a little bit more with you guys, but just open. I usually would say, open your eyes, open your mind, open your heart. It just makes sense. So Sheila, back to you.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you guys so much, just kind of for letting us know who you guys are and everything. So let's go ahead and start our discussion. And let's just talk about the company, the products of Arbonne. And, I just love both your backgrounds and how all three of us are so different from each other, but how that can all fit together and have a business with Arbonne. So Steph, let's just start with you. Can you just tell us a little bit, kind of about the company? Alexandra, commented on that we're 45 years old, but also about the products, because what I love is how you as an attorney, you sitting on boards, super different than being an Arbonne consultant. So tell us why you liked the company and the products and that kind of thing.
Yes. So yes, the first thing that when Alexandra mentioned, 45 years old, that was super important to me because I said, if I'm going to put time and energy into building a business, I needed to start with a strong business. I don't want to be doing this over and over. So, that was super important to me. And I have to say, I was really not a product person. I didn't really care about products. I knew it was important to use good one, but that was not a main focus in my life. My husband at the time used to use products way more than me. And I had a lot of friends which used to go to a esthetician, and that was really important to them. So when I read about Arbonne policy and what we do, like we're plant-based, like we've been plant-based from the beginning. We recognize, the importance of pure ingredients. We're banning over 2,000 ingredients that we're not using. I just said to myself, would I be proud to share those products with people around me? And it just made sense. I knew everybody was using products anyway, and I could provide and explain that we have like a better solution for people. So I said, you know what? There's a ton of products that people are selling around, and sometimes, they're not that good of a quality. If I know I'm selling products that are good quality, I'm proud of that. And because Arbonne has been here for 45 years old, I know that the products are selling. So that was super important to me. We really are leading with an impressive ingredient policy. Sometimes when I hear, oh, there's a new ingredients, and then I go back to Arbonne, I said, we've been having this ingredients for 5, 6, 7 years now. This is not new for us. We're a B Corp. That's super important to me. I used to work in a law firm where we obtained that B Corp corporation, and it's hard to get. And for a cosmetic and nutrition company, it's even harder to get. So that was, for me, a big proof of our commitment for the environment and every people around us. So that was super important to me. So when I start using the products, then I saw the difference. I was so skeptical because products for me, one or the other one, but I saw the difference. I had a lot of mark on my face. Those marks are not there anymore. My mom didn't used to take care of her skin, and I looked at her and I was like, oh, like I love her, but I don't want to have her skin. And so I started using products knowing that, we only have one skin, one face in our life, and I wanted to take care of myself. And so I started using the products, and for the first time, I kept using the products. Sometimes I started something, I ended, I try something else, and you could say, oh yeah, but of course you sell them. Yes, I do. But at the same time, I see a difference. So that's for me was super important. So tonight, if we're going to talk about the business, if you think the business opportunity is not for you, well, the high quality products that we have are definitely for you. Every day, people choose Arbonne for their beauty and wellness needs. And as a corporate attorney, like sometimes people say, and you sell lipsticks? That's so different, Yes, and I'm helping people. I'm a mom, a friend, a sister, and a proud user of Arbonne for now more than 11 years. And I was never shy to say I'm a corporate attorney and I also have an Arbonne business. Yeah, so that's
Thank you so much, Steph. I totally agree with you. And okay, so something interesting, you guys, that I've been thinking about, and I just want to share with you guys is, Stephanie mentioned it, right? We sell products, but the more I thought about like what I actually do, I started thinking about it. I was like, people buy products from me. That's what I do. People buy products. Why? Because of what Stephanie said, because they're plant-based, because of the ingredient policy, but also because it's products people are already using every single day. So thanks so much, Steph. I really appreciate that, because I know for you, you weren't a product person. So it was the business ultimately that turned your head, but it's the products that, if the products didn't do what they said, or they weren't as great as they said, then none of us would still be here. So,
No.
okay, so let's turn to the business then and kind of how it works. And Alexandra, can you just tell us a little bit about, doing something very different, obviously, than how you kind of started, and why this business made so much sense to you that you decided to do it?
So to Steph's point, which I loved everything that you just mentioned, is really the fact that when you look at Arbonne, and often people will ask, what's so different from what you find at the store than what you find in Arbonne? And Steph just broke it down. I mean, we've been under European standards for over 45 years. The European standards are the highest standards that you can ever have anywhere. How many people do you know if travel to Europe and they could go, I felt so much better over there? Well, that's because they ban 1,400 ingredients. In the States, we ban about 12 ingredients, and Canada bans about 350 ingredients. So massive difference. Arbonne has been banning over 2,000 ingredients from all that time. So when you take a look at the business, the products wouldn't be what they are and accessible to all of us. Extraordinary products for ordinary people. Okay, that's really what the basics of the whole company was from the day one. And so we had to be distributed differently, because if you were going to buy a night cream from Arbonne, which like the derm result is phenomenal, I've been using it and it's on sale right now. The night cream alone would be $500 if it was sold in a traditional way. Okay, if you were to buy it at the retailer, because every single product that we ever purchase goes through a chain of command. It goes from the wholesaler, whatever. I don't even know all the steps, but there's 5 steps in between. Normally, we only have 2 steps. Okay, so we cut out the retailer. Retailer normally takes about 50% of the margin, and they're not adding more value to the product. Like I read a place, it was said that the Revlon company had said that they paid millions and millions. Like, don't quote me on it, but it was millions and millions of dollars in marketing to say that they used the red lipstick on this celebrity. And so for Arbonne has never paid for advertisement. They don't pay the retailer. They always wanted to invest the money back into exactly what Steph was saying, was literally the testing, making sure that it's good for you and it works, all of those things. And so as a business owner, it's so comforting to know that, first of all, and a consumer, it's so comforting to know that when I'm buying my product, I'm actually spending more money on the value of the product and versus all those intermediate people. And as a business owner, it just makes sense to say yes to a side gig like this. First of all, the whole industry of network marketing is a $2 trillion industry. It's a global industry. We are literally, Arbonne is right now in 6 markets. We can distribute in Canada, the US, Australia, New Jersey, New Zealand, Poland, and UK. I might be missing some, but it's all good. What's really exciting is that Arbonne's actually going to be opening up in new countries. We are acquired by Groupe Rocher, which is a European company, which is really amazing because they're like the Sephora of Europe. And so it's super amazing to be under that wing. And the fact that you can build this business alongside your full-time job when you start, it's $65 to start your business. It's literally like, how many times have you bought a $65 sweater that you never wore? Okay, like you literally buy a business for $65, transactional website, the most phenomenal products, turnkey business. They literally like ship your products to the door. One of the biggest hesitations that I had when I was first approached to this was like, I love that my mom loved Avon when I was a kid, okay? But when I was approached to do Arbonne, that didn't speak to me. I imagined when I went to go pick up the products from my mom from that lady, and she had inventory all up to her ears. I was like totally turned off. So when somebody approached me to do Arbonne, I imagined that. And I love what you just said, Sheila, because you're like, I don't sell products. Like, people buy products from me. And I feel like since I started using the products from day one, I felt different energetically. Like, I'm drinking my greens. I don't feel bloated. I feel amazing. Like, I literally feel like $1 million. I don't guarantee results, but the thing is that like 95% of the products that we have are in clinic to make sure that they actually do what they say. So it's really comforting. The second thing is like, when I was working in fashion, God forbid something happened to me, I didn't have the ability to have a willable asset. So people ask me often, they go, Alex, oh my God, you're still so passionate about your Arbonne thing, like 13 years later. I'm like, still kicking it. I love the fact that I build my business around my kids' life, not the other way around. I walked away from corporate 3 years into my journey. That's different for every single person. Some people keep their jobs. I felt like, hey, I want to build my life. I want to have freedom. I want to have flexibility. I want to be earning trips. I want to have like a good old time. There is no dress rehearsal. We only get one life. I want to live my best life. And Arbonne has been my vehicle to do that. Now, again, when people say, oh my God, you're still so passionate about it. Well, you know what the thing is? Every time I get on a call like this, every time I share a sample with someone, every time I get on a call with a new person, every time I share my stories, every time I share on my Instagram and I create conversation with someone that may end up purchasing in my store, the first thing is if they purchase, we have consumable products. I keep earning a commission every time they shop online. The second thing is that when I coach and train a leader that becomes maybe even more successful than me, okay, in my organization, First of all, that lights my soul on fire to see people succeeding and building their life because I shared Arbonne with them. And it gives me goosebumps because our founder used to say, when I dreamt of Arbonne, I dreamt that it would be a place where ordinary people build extraordinary lives. And I've been able to build an extraordinary life. And it's just starting, you guys. We're 45 years and we haven't even scratched the surface. 3% brand recognition at Arbonne. Like, if you think that you're late, the game hasn't even been started. The best leaders haven't even been sponsored. The best trips haven't even been earned yet. Like, there is so much to take out of this. And so back to my point about being a willable asset, when I worked in fashion, God forbid something would have happened to me. My mom had an aneurysm when she was 44 years old. She was paralyzed for the rest of her life. If God forbid something like that happened to me, if I was working in corporate, I wouldn't have gotten a pay. Okay? No one would have paid me. Every ounce of what I drop in my business, Bill, is building my willable legacy to my kids. I have every intention of being in perfect health till I'm 125 years old, and I'm doing literally everything in my ability to do that, okay? But my point to you is what are you creating that can literally be passed on generations to generations? Sheila and I just came back from Maui. We get a trip paid to Maui, and I'm going to stop on that in a second. Every single January. It was my 8th trip to Maui. Like, think about that, you guys. Every time I post that I'm going to Maui, people go, I dream of going there. You have the ability, a vehicle to build a business that you get to go to Hawaii every single year. And when we were in Hawaii, national vice presidents are walking and people who have built extraordinary lives for themselves. Some people have passed on. We're not going to leave this existence with a U-Haul truck. But the power is that there was 2 people in that room that were standing up representing someone like me, like Steph, and like Sheila, that gave our hearts in our business, and they get to live off that income. So I don't know if you've been holding off on what your dream life or what you're thinking of, but for me, it's like my kids are watching me. I'm going to give them a good show. And Arbonne has just happened to be that vehicle that I could actually build a willable asset. Wherever I can serve people, wherever I can talk about faith and all those things are really important to me. But I love that Arbonne is a place that I literally give them a vehicle that they get to create their dream life. So I hope that for you. And if none of this speaks to you again, I encourage you to really watch what you put on your body because it is so important. You only have, again, one life. No dress rehearsal. Make sure that you treat it with the best care. And I really believe that Arbonne has the absolute best products on the planet. So on that note, Sheila, I'm passing it back to you. Love you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alexandra. And like I feel like the healthiest products, it's like, we're not just saying they're the best, you guys, like they're the healthiest. And I love how you talked about, quitting your job, because I was working my business and then, got to the point. And honestly, you guys, do you know why I quit my job? Because it got in the way of my life. I wanted to work out during the day. I didn't want to work out at 6 in the morning or at 8 o'clock at night. So my job was getting in the way of the things that I wanted to do. And okay, so really quick before we get done, we would be remiss if we didn't kind of tell you like, what's in it for you, right? Like what's possible, okay? First, it's effort-based. Anyone ever had a job where you're like working really hard, come in early, maybe you leave late, but you're getting paid exactly the same as somebody who's sitting next to you, who's doing less, maybe leaving earlier than you? In Arbonne, you're paid on your effort. So if you work more or work less, it's totally up to you. You get to decide. And the second thing that I really like is we can scale our income, which I didn't really wasn't paying attention to like that when I kind of like looked at Arbonne, but then it hit me, at the end, because I was like, what do you mean scale my income? What it means is I can multiply my income by mentoring other people, either locally or in other countries. I didn't know people who lived in other countries when I started, but I have businesses in those countries now. And, that has such an impact on how much income that we can make and how we can multiply our effort. So the average incomes range like at the bottom level from like $6,000 a year at level 1 to level number 4, over $300,000 a year at the top levels. So you can be average, you can be above average, you get to decide. That's the great thing about this. Now you can go to earnings.arbonne.com and you can check out, just some more information about that. But I want to tell you that there's opportunities not only for income, but there's opportunities for more than just money. I mean, we have a Mercedes-Benz cash bonus program. We can earn bonuses along the way. We can earn trips. We can earn jewelry. Because we offer people results-driven products that they use daily, and people are never going to stop using. I was able to qualify for my Mercedes bonus 5 months after I started my business. I had no idea what I was doing. I was definitely afraid to sell anything, and I didn't want to talk to people. And 5 months later, because these products speak for themselves, I was able to qualify for that. But honestly, under the new qualification numbers that Arbonne has, I would have done it in 3 months. And again, like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was passionate about being healthy and about what this business could do for other people. So what else is in it? There's the chance to create something for you. You know, I don't know about you, but like, I was just looking to kind of like put myself back together. And this gave me an opportunity to have something for me that could serve my family, to not settle. You know, we get to be a part of a community, which I didn't want to be a part of the community. I was like, I have enough friends whose birthdays I don't remember, but I am telling you right now, I didn't know Stephanie, I didn't know Alexandra, and I am blessed to have people like this in my life, but more blessed that my children know people like this, that they would have never known. So you guys, I have one more question for Alex and Steph before we get going. Stephanie, when a person wants to get started, when they want to get going, what do they have to do? What do you have to do just to like get yourself started?
Okay, so it's really simple, and don't get in your own way. So just do it, like follow, like that's one of the things that people are starting to analyze and seeing what the, just start. So you need to register. Alexandra mentioned that it was $65. It's if like when you order your products, it can be free this month. So please like look into it. Then you register, you get your products. It's so important to be authentic. You're not going to recommend products that you don't use, that you don't know. It won't work. You need to really be authentic, be yourself, use the products, know what you like, what you dislike, and this is how you'll be able to share in an authentic and real way. And people will say, hey, okay, she knows what she's talking about. She actually used the products. And for me, my integrity was really important. So I start using the products right away. And then you need to ask your upline to actually talk and discuss with the people around you. Don't do it alone, because at first we don't know. I've listened to so many different people, and I got the how this is working, and then I started. But I first, all the people that I met through Sheila, to my sponsor, and that was super important for me. Starting a traditional business takes a lot of expertise, time, and money. With Arbonne, you are guided through the entire process. This does not exist in standard business. So everyone can have an Arbonne business. And that's important for me because it means diversification. I talked about different sources of income. Then you even have within Arbonne diversification. So that's so brilliant. So you'll build your business with a growing mindset. And the best of it is that you'll become a better version of you. That's how I feel.
Yes. Thank you so much, Steph. It is simple to get started. So Alex, why is it a good idea for somebody to start today?
Well, here's the thing. This is what I thought the first time I heard this. And I just want to preface that I heard the business opportunity, not in a hotel room, in a hotel conference room for anybody listening to the recording later, because I heard said that earlier. I saw Claire wrote that in the messages. I'm like, I didn't go to nobody's hotel room. I went to a hotel conference room. Sometimes the French gets best of me. Okay, so all this to say is that what is like really, why is it a good idea? This is what I thought, okay? I'm not here to tell you what to think, but this is what I thought when I was leaving. If I don't change anything, nothing's going to change. But the reality is that I'm still going to shower. I'm still going to put makeup on. God knows I'm going to put some lotion. I'm going to maybe have a protein shake, and I'm maybe going to have an energy drink. Why would I keep supporting somebody else's business when I have an opportunity within my hands to support a business that's healthier for me, that I can create a tax write-off, I can create a business and a no-limit business on top of that, and allow other people to do it? Like, I had insomnia from the minute I understood all this information, and I understood everything that was on the table. I understood that if I did nothing, I got nothing, but if I was willing to do something in this business, I could get something. And I also want to preface before leaving you guys is that What we don't do in Arbonne, because I know some people might have things in their head that they might be thinking we do something and we don't. There is no monthly obligation every month, okay, in Arbonne. There is no monthly quotas or sale quotas or any of those things. There are no monthly purchases required in Arbonne. You want to do something, do it. You want to buy something, buy it. You don't have any of that. I love that Arbonne does the right thing for the right reasons. And if you want a big life, you invest time, you treat it like a real business like Steph did, and the sky is truly the limit for you. And so I am so honored that you invited me, Sheila. I love that Sheila runs into me on an airplane heading to Maui and she goes, where are you in the structure? Like, imagine that, you guys. One day, if you invest yourself in your business, you could have an executive national vice president in your success line that you have no idea where they are, but they're in your business. Like, it's so powerful. And I'm so grateful that we're connected in this journey. So thanks again. I'm so honored to share with you, Steph and Sheila. So have a great night, everybody. Congrats to all of you for having an open mind and listening in.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Steph. Thanks, Alex. And I love that you already mentioned this, but I truly hope that if you are a guest, you cannot sleep. And that's how I was. I couldn't sleep for a week because I didn't want to do it. And I thought about it and I was like, how can I? The train is leaving without me. So thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate your time. The person who invited you is going to call you right now to talk more about this. So thank you guys. Thanks, Steph. Alex had to leave. I know that. So thanks. Have a great night, you guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone.